PraDa Law Live. I'm Jackie Mendez. I'm your host for today's show. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you guys had a great weekend. That number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL. That's the number you need to call anytime during the show, or if you may need any help for any reason, ladies and gentlemen. We have offices in Miami, in Doral, in Medellin, Colombia. Give us a call, 888-88-LEGAL. If you are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. You never know who you can help. So let's go ahead and introduce our partners here at PraDa Law. First up, we have Alexis Garcia.
Hello, Jackie. Hello, everybody. Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
And of course, Jennifer Pratt.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with everyone.
And Yoel Damas.
How you doing, Jackie? It's a pleasure to be here with everyone.
Once again, that number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL. Your first consultation will be free. Ain't that right, Yoel?
That's right. It's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's half a sleep day.
Have a sleep day. Wake up.
Kind of. So what do we got? We got nightclubs are opening back up.
That's right.
Right, to 5 a.m.
Allegedly.
Right. Is that what happened to everybody this weekend?
Wow, there's a bunch of DJs that owe me money. I can't wait to get paid.
Oh, there you go.
I can't wait.
So it's a positive.
Well, you heard right. If you're a DJ.
And you owe me money.
Mr. Damas is looking for you.
I'm waiting for my cash.
Uh-oh.
Como cosa buena. Oh no, this is the English show.
It's like 50 Cent, you know, when someone owes him money, he just like harasses them on his Instagram and he bullies them so hard that people literally will make videos crying like, all right, 50 man, you're being so mean, I'm just gonna pay you. Like he really does this to people.
I'm not gonna do that though. I'm not. No way.
Only on the show, not on Instagram.
No, I'm just, if there's any DJs that are watching and they owe me money, you know, things are opening back up.
No, but
I expect a weekly payment plan.
This is huge though, and I know that I was really excited.
At least not daily.
Yeah, and no interest at least.
Who said no interest?
Wow.
You can't
I want to make things clear. Make it clear.
You're in the default interest rate at this point.
There's
15% minimum.
But
no, this is huge news. And you know, last week when they announced this, right smack in the middle of the weekend, you know, I was excited. I thought, okay, you know, all the big clubs are opening up. But I actually spoke to a good DJ friend of mine, who
Does he owe me money?
he probably owes you money, yeah. And he does all the big big nightclubs like Club Live in the Fountain Blue and things like that. And he was mentioning to me that those big clubs have not yet opened because they're going to be still trying to figure out the best way. Everyone's scared of liability. Everyone's scared of getting sued. And Maya, you get corona at one of these clubs, I guess people are concerned of getting sued. Right. So they're opening up, they're going to reopen, but they want to make sure that they reopen with proper guidelines and things like that. And so I did already see one club, their advertisement, and it was like, open till 5, you must wear a mask. And I'm thinking to myself, how long is that going to last? It's like you walk into the club, right? You got your mask on. But like 2-3 hours in, couple of drinks in, is this really happening? I don't know.
but hold on. You can't wear your mask to drink.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can take it off for that, but I don't know how the inside is. I haven't been. I don't know. This is pretty much brand new, so I don't know.
Think about the human behavior that, you know, comes along with this. Like these new things that we have to do. Take off the mask, the drink, put it back on. It's like so much.
And ladies, be careful. Men are going to have masks and hats. You're not going to know what you're getting into here in these clubs. I don't recommend that, okay? That's not fair, you know?
I mean, for some people, the mask thing has been the biggest blessing. You know, you don't smell their breath. You don't see, you know, what's going on under there in some
Or
cases.
like, you know, people with the pretty eyes, you know, that really haven't, you know, don't have the best facial features. It's like, it's their time to shine with the mask. But anyway, okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, 888-88-LEGAL. The show's live. Give us a call if you have any questions.
You can tell when I get here on Monday, I don't have much to talk about, huh? I just make it up.
No, you certainly do. You do. We've got financial news. We've got financial news. And what is the financial news? That people think the economy is getting better, but have you seen the stock market? It doesn't look like it. I don't know.
What do you mean? The stock market's back up.
I don't know. It was down, and I was sad for a long time. I'm happy it went back up.
And it's back up. Hundreds of points last week.
It's going to be down and then up and then down and then up and then down. If you're younger, it's okay. You know, that's really something that elderly people need to be worried about because now they're getting to the point where they're going to need to start living on that, taking that out. But, you know, when you're younger, I'd say, I mean, I don't want to give advice on this, but if you're young, sit back. It's okay. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to dance. That's what it does. And it's okay, Jennifer. It's okay.
Yeah. Jen, you're far away from it.
Just kind of like unemployment.
from
I don't think you'll ever retire anyway, so don't worry, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
88 legal. Give us a call.
All right. So what was one of the headlines? Disney.
Yeah, we had talked about Disney about a week or two ago. We talked about actually like more than 2 weeks ago, the 28,000 jobs that were laid off both in the Disneyland of California and Disney World of Florida. And we all know that unemployment new claims had been dropping and dropping and dropping every week, allegedly. I don't know what to believe anymore. But the report is now out. We're far enough out into October now that the report has come out that now for the first time since these unemployment numbers came out that there was actually a peak, a small spike up,
right.
and the report that we saw, attributed that in large part to the Disney layoffs. So those Disney layoffs had a huge domino effect, not just at the actual employees that were furloughed or laid off, but everybody else that can be affected, like vendors, salespeople, contractors. I mean,
And I think that's when you mentioned the furlough, that's what a lot of the initial articles spoke about when things started, increasing and getting better, because they were like, listen, we're not even getting into the furloughed individuals yet, and those people are now starting to lose their jobs. So maybe we see more of a decline because other companies have lots of people furloughed. Cruise ships still have people furloughed, and what's happening with cruise lines, I don't even know. I'm just throwing that out there, but
they're not going to be sailing for many months.
I tried to look at something in December, and at least Carnival is saying maybe March or April of next year.
Wow.
Maybe.
So how long can they continue to furlough people? When are those people going to be officially, unemployed and dropped off? And how is that going to have effect on everything?
We're far from, anywhere near where we should be.
I have a huge part of my family is in the hospitality area, and they've now at this point not only been furloughed, but now they're also losing all their benefits, health insurance, everything.
Well,
We got about 20-something seconds left before a commercial break. Do not go anywhere. 888-88-LEGAL, simple number to call. 888-88-LEGAL. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera de 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
And welcome back to PraDa Law Live. Once again, I'm Jackie Mendez, your host for the show. Happy Monday once again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to remind you of that number on the screen right there. Very easy, 888-88-LEGAL. Give us a call anytime during the show, too, because we are live. Jennifer, I know you wanted to say a couple things.
Another headline that we came across, attorneys, this week as well, over the weekend, was the number of young people, talking about between high school and entering into college, that right now are completely unemployed. This is a huge segment of the workforce, actually, that would take these sort of more lower end, you know, sort of minimum wage type jobs. And the article called it, they called it, I think it was childhood interrupted. And it focused on all the different ways that COVID has interrupted a lot of young people's lives, especially in the workforce. A lot of us, you know, by the time we were in high school, senior year, we had a little job. And what kind of jobs did we usually take at that age?
TCBY.
Restaurants,
Yes.
right? Restaurants and retail.
Right, retail.
And if you got fired or you resigned from one restaurant job, you'd go to the Gap, or you'd go there, or you'd go, you know, you'd go work somewhere in the mall, maybe a kiosk. Not anymore. And so not only is that displacing these young kids from starting to have work experience, but it's also affecting the homes financially as well. As by way of example, I know my senior year, I bought my own senior pictures, my grad night, my this, anything that I needed to pay, I bought it myself that year. And so imagine these families are already suffering financially. Now the children that are still going to need these things, even if they're not participating in everything because of COVID, now they have that limitation where the young person may not be able to work. And so they're at home and they're not working. And some of them, as we spoke even last week at a meeting we had, aren't going to school in person. I mean, I really fear what this generation is gonna look like, 10, 20 years from now, right?
They're gonna have
I mean, this really is affecting this entire generation.
Exactly, it really is. 888-88-LEGAL, give us a call. The consultation is free.
Now, when you have unemployment in the household, the bankruptcy code takes the household income right into.
What with bankruptcy, as Attorney Damas was pointing out, that it's not just considered an individual's income when they file. You look into household income. So if that comes up a lot when the person's married. You know, I don't want my husband to file bankruptcy and he doesn't want to file. That's fine. You can file by yourself, but we do have to mention your bankruptcy petition. You are married and your spouse brings in X, okay? So that can come into this. We can play with that as well when it comes to when we're speaking to the number of people in your household. To determine whether someone qualifies for Chapter 7, we look at the Census Bureau and we look at what the income is set by the Census Bureau. And so that's why that's so important to have that put out there, because it changes per county you live in, and depending on X number of people in your household, you can have X number income. So when that starts to fluctuate and change with the children losing their jobs, adults, it's gonna make it easier for the parents or the homeowners to file bankruptcy at this point.
Thank you so much, Attorney Garcia. Once again, 888-88-LEGAL, offices in Miami, in Doral, in Medellin, Colombia. Give us a call.
And again, the advice that we would give you on this program is if you've had these type of issues in your household, whether it's your children not working, or even how we started off the headline with the fact that Miami specifically just opened up, an example, Miami Beach till 5 a.m., some of these individuals have not earned income in the last 6 months. And if they have not earned income and they're about to start earning income, and some of these, you know, nightlife people, whether bartenders or you know, hostesses, VIP hostesses, could make a lot of money. And the truth is that they should actually take a look at a bankruptcy option before they start making all that money again, because they might qualify for things today that they might not qualify a month from today or 2 months from today, right?
100%, Attorney Damas. That's a great tip, and that's a great point. The bankruptcy code is going to look back at the 6 months prior to filing. So we're looking right now, April through September. You know, so that's the heart of COVID. That's the heart of individuals not working. I mean, and it is so true. When you work at these higher end jobs at the beach, even, I know I've had several clients from Joe Stonecrab who at the height of the season can't file because of the tips they're receiving, you know? So this is a time when things aren't opening to gauge your finances now, because just because you started working, that doesn't mean you can catch up from 6 months of having a lower income.
And that goes also for all these poor people that have not paid their mortgages, that have held on to these forbearances. And at the end of the day, they're sitting here possibly owing, you know, just an average $2,000 a month times 6. You know, $12,000, $15,000 one shot. Yeah. Perfect time to look at a bankruptcy option and keep your home.
I mean, this is the best time now, because what I want to point out with these forbearances, we're starting to get the letters a little more detailed. In the beginning of COVID, it was just, oh, guess what? Don't worry, you don't have to pay us. we'll talk to you in July or September. Now your options are starting to be included in these, and they're still vague, and not all of the options are, oh, just pick up now and start over now, put the 6 months at the end. That's not what we're seeing in these letters from these banks, and not just one bank, many banks at this time.
We're starting to see foreclosures pick up as well, and people coming in the door saying, I just got served by my bank.
Yeah, we're seeing that. We just got a call today from a client who hasn't really been very active in the process and bringing us paperwork, but she's panicking because she was served. And we're like, well, courts are open. She's like, how am I getting served? It's COVID. I'm like, courts are open. You need to get in here and you need to move forward with your case.
We got to go to a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. 888-88-LEGAL.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera de 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to all our viewers. This is PraDa Law Live, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm Jackie Mendez. We've been talking a little bit about unemployment, about bankruptcy with our partners here at PraDa Law Live. And I want to remind everyone of the number on the screen, 888-88-LEGAL. Pretty simple. The consultation will be free when you call. So give us a call, 888-88-LEGAL. Let's go ahead and continue that conversation. Pratt?
Well, we were talking before the break about not only are foreclosures also being filed and more people are being served, but also evictions. People that were renting and that have been renting during this COVID and they haven't been paying, they were protected up until October 1st. And at that point, the governor of Florida just basically I guess you could say, adopted the CDC moratorium, which goes through December 31st. We've had a lot of calls in the office, both from homeowners and from tenants, wondering what has changed? What does it mean now? And in a nutshell, what it means is that if you're a tenant and you're not paying your rent, your defense when your landlord, or if and when your landlord files this eviction, has to be COVID related. And you're going to have to show in court, you're going to have to prove that that is really why you stopped paying. And if you can prove that, then and only then will you maybe be protected through December 31st. As we have stressed here on the show many times, it does not mean you do not still owe that money.
I find that interesting because let's say you prove the point. I haven't paid because of COVID. Now what? You can just stay there not paying? I mean, what's gonna happen? Yeah, what's the next step?
But traditionally, you can't stay anyways unless you prove you've paid. So
right.
That's a tough.
It kind of goes against the Florida statute, the way it reads.
Very tough, and this is something new, right? So we don't really have all that much precedent yet. We don't have a bunch of cases under our belts to tell you what's going to happen. So I can only tell you what I think will happen. I think if a tenant defendant is successful in proving that this is why he or she has stopped not paying, I think one of two things is going to happen. Either the case gets dismissed, which I would argue is prejudicial to the owner who had to pay a filing fee and pay an attorney to file this. I would argue that the case maybe should be stayed. In other words, no activity until December 31st, and then let's pick up again January 1st. But what if the CDC extends for another 3 months? It's like a never-ending.
I usually don't disagree with Attorney Pratt. She's usually right, and I'm not. But
I was right once.
But I think the judge is going to say, okay, so that excused you for 6 months.
Now what?
Now what? Pay now.
Right.
Because it would go against Florida statute. Florida statute
But
says.
the moratorium is good through December 31st, as long as you can prove that.
Yeah, but prove what? And where? What about the money? Does the
And
moratorium?
what about the homeowner? What is the court going to do for the homeowner and their bank and their mortgage? Is that a defense in the foreclosure? Now is their foreclosure going to be abated? I mean, it's just, I wouldn't want to be a judge.
I think the judge says, okay, fine, you have a valid COVID excuse, but now you got to pay. And maybe a payment plan, or maybe, you know what? Let's talk about the past later. Let's kick the can down the road a little bit here. But start paying this month, right? I mean, I don't think it's just going to get dismissed. That's the only part and again, you're guessing as much as I am.
I wouldn't tend to, I wouldn't think that it's going to get dismissed. I think if anything, there might be some sort of abatement or stay, but I think the case stays open.
That might be my landlord frustration coming out on the show here.
No, you know, I do bankruptcy and I fight for the underdog all the time. But in this case, I see both sides. You know, I understand, I sympathize with the tenant. You can't make your payments. But I sympathize with the property owner. That person has a mortgage. And those banks, let me tell you, banks are aggressive. Banks don't care what's wrong with you right now. This tenant has a sympathetic judge, and that's great, and they need to have one. But we need to sympathize with the homeowner too, because he has the bank up against him, and something needs to be done there as well. There has to be some, I don't even know what. I don't even know what you can do.
If you don't pay me, if I'm the owner, you haven't paid me in 6 months. What about?
What is he supposed to do?
Well, what about going forward? At least tell me you're going to pay me this month.
That's a Band-Aid, and we need to start there. And that's the first thing that should be done. I completely agree with that. And I just think it's going to be interesting to see what kinds of plans and orders and things that start coming forward based on this.
But the point is, if you get served and you're a tenant, you have 5 days.
5 days.
Period.
5 days. I wonder if modification of leases will be like a thing during this COVID, where we modify the lease, maybe put it at the end, you still owe it, maybe sign me a pre-judgment. I don't know, but yeah, it can get very complicated, and that's why if you've got attorneys here telling you it's complicated, don't navigate this yourself. Hire an attorney, let us do the work, let us read the statutes. This is what we went to law school for. This is what we're here to do for you, is provide you this service. Don't try to figure it out on your own.
We can't even agree amongst ourselves what we think is going to happen. Yeah, so.
Up in the air right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL, 888-88-LEGAL. Your first consultation will be free. Don't hesitate to call us.
So, I guess the resounding theme here is they're getting served. Whether you're a tenant or you're an owner or a homeowner with a mortgage, banks are serving you, landlords are serving you.
Credit card companies, our clients coming in, credit card companies are suing you.
Finance companies are suing. I've got a client right now that he owns an event company. Events. Hello, they haven't had an event in 7 months. And he's trying to keep his company afloat. And he tried to work something out with this cash advance company, and they said, we're suing you. And it's certainly their right, but it is tough times.
If you get a judgment in Florida against you, it's 10 plus 10, possibly 20 years you're going to live with this thing. Don't just ignore it. Don't just think because things are bad, you could just let it go. It's not that simple.
And you know what else I'm seeing too as well is that after all these months of tenants not paying rent, some tenants that are leaving, some of our clients that are coming to the office to talk to us, they're letting us know that the tenants left damage, intentional damage to the property. And you can sue. It's a different lawsuit, but you can sue those folks for the damage they've done to your property if they've vacated it.
I think what's happening is supply and demand. A lot of buildings right now are lowering their rents, and they're probably attracting these tenants and saying, I'm going to leave this guy with 6 months on the hook. And now they're moving to these buildings, but these landlords could get judgments, money judgments.
Yeah, back owed rent and for any damage done.